we're back here at the GSL Code S. Epic Terran versus Terran there. jjakji against Teja. Ultimately, jjakji did manage to pull through and will now be facing off against TheStC.
This is going to be pretty exciting, Tasteless. Teja played really well against jjakji, but jjakji, you know, I feel like at least in game 2, he way out-strategized Teja. I mean, most players are diabolically opposed to going mech. It's ridiculously hard to do. But when you're on a map like Entomb, man, you've got to do it. And jjakji's willing to make those decisions. So I think that's going to help him out against the STC. Another Terran player, for instance, if they hit that map, should see mech out of him again.
Yeah. All right. The map is dual site. And we are very close to getting this started. I'm curious. The STC's got some very good build orders.
Yeah, the STC is just
smart.
really solid. You know, we can't really say anything about him rather than he's very solid and he's a very smart player. You can see it in his play. He makes a lot of good decisions. Prepares well as well.
So we'll see. Obviously, with 3 Terrans in the group, you can bet that he probably banked on having to play more TVTs and a TVZ, possibly. So we'll see. Head-to-head now. The STC against jjakji here in the GSL Code S. Let's go. You want to intro the players, or Tasteless?
Sure, Tasteless.
Go for it.
Over here in the bottom left, a very underrated Terran from the Team OGS. It is TheStC. Handsome guy, doesn't look like an ST.
Looks like Bomber.
A little bit more than
a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit. And over here, he doesn't look like anyone but himself. He is a GSL champion. They wait for us to bring that down.
What do you mean?
The names?
Yeah, I know.
I wonder how long they'd wait if we just didn't do it.
We just held it out?
Yeah.
I've definitely been on some ones where I'm rambling too long. I'll see them just cue it right down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We have to tell him to stop that.
Tell him to stop.
I want to do one of those intros like in A Knight's Tale where he just keeps talking and it's like so epic. I love that movie.
That movie sucks.
We've had this condo like 100 times. You're
The Knight's Tale is like so bad, dude.
Such an inspirational movie.
Yeah, your favorite movie's that and Transformers 3.
Transformers movies are so bad, man.
You can gauge somebody's intelligence by how many of them people actually went to see. Not even that they like it, because like I saw the first Transformers and I was basically like,
you had to see the first Transformers.
Yeah, I was like, well, it's Transformers,
like, well,
but
this is my childhood. But made real.
The moment where the robots are sneaking around the suburb building, I'm like, okay.
What? No. Actually, I think before that, when they introduce themselves, and they all come out and do like a fancy pose that like says something about their personality. It's like, my name is, and then like whatever your crappy name is. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is too corny. Please put me through a food shredder.
I mean, the Transformers movies are bad.
They're terrible tastes.
I'm trying to think of what else is. Fast and Furious is pretty bad.
Oh god, don't even get me started on that, man. But
what is one Fast and Furious? One in Tokyo?
The drift one, man.
The drift one.
Where there's no cars.
There's
on the
like
road
no
or
cars.
something.
Like, all right, we're gonna have a race, and I'm like,
it's Tokyo.
You're in Tokyo, man. There's a lot of people in Tokyo.
Shouldn't there be cars?
Should there be cars? Yeah, I think there'd be cars in Tokyo, man. That's like one of the densest populated cities in the world. You can't consider a drift race in Tokyo.
That's so true, man.
It's true.
Well, speaking about cars, we're going to see Hellions out of the STC here, Tasteless.
Wow, what great segue there, Joseph.
Yeah, I was trying to find something. And jjakji, is he actually just going to go... Oh, okay. jjakji is actually going to go up for the quick starport, and it looks like jjakji once again wants to go for that Marine Hellion medevac build. It's a very strong build. It can kill people very quickly, but he's seen a lot. He has seen a lot of cases, and in fact, we saw something that got canceled. So, the STC with his Blue Flame Hellions, I wonder if that means he's going to go mech. Normally when we see Blue Flame Hellions, we're going to end up seeing mech as well.
And what is he just going to put a Banshee over here, I guess?
It looks like it, yeah.
Looks like a Banshee build, but what if he gets a Raven?
That'd be pretty awesome. Actually, Alive did that on this map, and it was just beautiful. But, I mean, he's kind of just not producing a lot of units right now, jjakji. I'm trying to... Oh, okay, because he wanted to start a command center.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So, actually, both these builds kind of not being as aggressive as they open up looking like they would be. Command center of the STC, of course, going to finish way before. And he's still producing just Hellions. But they're a blue flame. So he actually could do a lot of damage if jjakji actually comes out into the open.
So, I'm a little bit confused by jjakji's build.
Yeah. What part?
Well, a lot of it.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be something aggressive. I mean, both of them actually open up looking like that, but I mean, it's much more mid-range than it looks like it should have been. You know, he's just kind of making units and a command center, doing the 1-1-1s. 1-1-1, man, very good in all matchups apparently.
It is, man. I remember during the beta.
It's come back even against Zerg.
I remember when they figured out the 1-1-1 in the beta.
Yeah.
And it was
back then. It was called the Tasteless build.
It was called the Tasteless build, and then people were like, "Oh, it's a 1-1-1." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" Because Tasteless was doing that all the time, taking your ladder points. You coward nerd.
Cowards.
No, I remember like I'd be playing Protoss, and like my observer would suddenly see all the SCVs leave the base. I mean, I'm like, "Oh man, here it comes! Get ready!" Everybody that's ever played on Battle.net knows what I'm talking about.
Of course.
Oh, he brought the SCVs. All right, focus.
And then it doesn't matter.
And then it doesn't matter. Those SCVs surround your army like bees. And after you kill the SCVs, your army's gone.
Ouch. Well, the STC right now this is actually such an interesting build. And actually, we've seen things kind of like this before. He's going Reactored Viking and Reactored Blue Flame Hellion. Now, this is such an interesting and cool strategy that he's doing because it gives him complete air dominance. His Hellions will beat his opponent's Hellions. And then the Vikings can do things like land behind siege tanks and prevent them from running away. They do fine against everything on the ground when they're in such large numbers as well. He's controlled all information on the map beautifully with his Blue Flame Hellions. I'm actually just so excited here. And in fact, you know, with that one Banshee mixed in, the STC is going to be so fearsome because Blue Flame Hellion is going to kill off Marines and the Banshee is going to be able to kill off pretty much everything else.
Took that nerd out.
Well, jjakji sitting tight. I don't think that jjakji's actually going to be broken here by the STC. But I really like this unit composition. It's really cool.
Oh my god! Wow! Right then,
so smart.
These guys are good.
Yeah, that was such a clutch move right there. Just buying him a little bit of time. Just got to be careful with these Marines. It doesn't want them clumping too bad. In fact, pulls them back and lets the units that are better against Blue Flame Hellions go forward. Smart move.
Trying to bait these units out of position here. Banshee's back.
Wow, the Banshee doing a lot of damage up in the main base. He wants to make him withdraw some more of these Marines. You know, behind all this, the STC has actually gone up to 4 facts. So it looks like we're going to see another 4 factory timing here, which is just awesome. As I said, I did want to see some more of that. And here we go, actually moving in, landing his Vikings even, trying to pick off what he can. No,
idea?
It is in fact not losing.
Ouch.
2 of the Vikings. And that is actually a little bit brutal Tasteless, especially considering jjakji's siege mode is further along. He already has 3 tanks. He's actually going to be in a perfect position to stop the 4 factory timing attack of the STC. So what the STC needs to do is go up there, realize that he's not going to be able to break through, and then just somehow get another base. But he has killed 8 workers. Not bad. Supply lead is in his favor, even though that's almost entirely based upon the workers.
Okay. Let's see what jjakji does. jjakji, excuse me.
He's going to set up a pretty sick contain, I think.
Yeah, he might just push.
With Marines and Marauders and Medivacs that have stim, And just some tanks sieged up. Oh my, oh my. It's going to be so hard to break out of there. You really need point fence run, but siege mode not done for the STC quite yet. Almost done now. About to finish. And he's got a siege pretty soon here, but it looks like his Hellions doing a great job on those
should be landing the Vikings.
In fact, he's not even going to siege up. He's just going to go for it, but just wait. Yeah, you really should be landing those Vikings.
Why did he land the Vikings?
He actually really should have. He could have just killed everything there. But jjakji will get away with a couple siege tanks, but still, that actually did a lot better for the STC than I actually saw that quite going. You know, jjakji rushed in there oh so quickly, and the Hellions did a great job against those Marines.
Trying to deny the third base is the STC. jjakji does reclaim it, and the construction on that command center will continue. It's been, again, one of these seesaw Terran versus Terrans.
Now we're still going to see the 4-factory timing here. He's got a big supply lead now, 86 to 117. jjakji got a little bit too aggressive against someone that has 4 facts. In fact, he just loaded up some medevacs. He's going to have to unload those because this attack will kill him if he doesn't have his whole army. Even if he does, it might. And in fact, the Vikings could find these medevacs.
Oh, this could be bad.
Oh my God. Oh, here we go. He should be chasing those medevacs down, but in fact, he doesn't. Yeah, if he had chased that down, it would have gone really well for him. He does get a cancel on that, which is big. But killing those medevacs off could be even bigger, Tasteless. You kill off that much army, the STC might just roll right through.
Well, the STC overall seems to be just playing better than jjakji. He's had a lot of very nice attacks, and when he's getting any pressure on him, he's got the defense there.
Doesn't have any missile turret rings up yet, and that might be something he wants to work on in a little bit here as his third base goes up, because his third is going to be up before his opponents, and he's playing mech. So he's not really quite as mobile. The only reason he can be so mobile right now is because he's already killed off big portions of jjakji's army. But drops should start in earnest for jjakji if the game goes on. I mean, these Hellions so fast chasing these units down. In fact, moving a lot of these Marines. Still a few left, so he's got to be careful.
Wow, look at this push. Are there enough siege tanks up there for...
No.
No, it's actually like a really poorly done base trade scenario.
And in fact, jjakji turning around and going home, but the positioning of the STC actually is just a winning position. Look at that. There's just, I mean, the main base is dead. Yeah. Realistically, though, he doesn't want to lose all those Hellions. He needs them to buffer a little bit more. You don't want siege tanks ever fighting just alone. And in fact, here it comes from the side, but not enough units, it looks like. All the SCVs coming down, but the supply plummets for jjakji. Even if he kills all these siege tanks off, he's going to be dead, and he knows it. That is it. GG. The STC, the least voted player to get out of this group. Crushing so far, beating DRG, and now against jjakji, another champion of the GSL, crushing some face.
It's an impressive sight. I don't know if jjakji is going to be able to beat the STC. We saw a little bit of sloppiness in some of jjakji's games before in TVT, but the STC so far has been so strong, whether it's TVZ or TVT.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually really excited to see how far the STC goes. This happens sometimes. In fact, it happened with Supernova a couple seasons ago where we were like, yeah, this guy's really good, but he doesn't really do that well in GSL. And then Supernova was like, and he just crushed nerds. He bopped them on the head. He bopped them. They were little bunny foo-foos, Tasteless, to him. And we'll see if STC can do the same.
Yeah. All right, the next map is Daybreak. This should be a long game. Should be a long, epic game.
I do want to point out that the STC did go mech on that map. The STC coming with great strategies. This map, superb for mech. Superb for mech. It's huge. You can cut it in half, though. Very easily cut it in half. The only part that people have trouble with is when they're taking that third and fourth base where they put their siege tanks. Sometimes people mess that up. But I feel like either one of these players absolutely has the talent to be able to hold on at that point.
Is there any chance that we could see a double proxied barracks because somebody could go command center first on this?
Yeah, I guess, you know, that could be.
I would
rather see, though, you know that proxy Marauder Rush? I like that one
Oh,
better.
yeah, that one's good.
If for TBT, I like that better against these quick command center builds. So we'll see it. We definitely could see one of those. That's like less risky. It feels like kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Know what I mean?
Nah.
Word.
Right. Tasteless. It's time. The game is loaded.
Let's do this. Can jjakji come back, or is the STC too strong? We'll see. The STC could be, or well, is essentially just one game away from moving out of this group. jjakji playing well, but I don't know if he's going to add up.